Greetings, my fellow starseeds, aliens, indigos, crystals, and all of the above. Most of us are what they are, starseeds. And today's topic will be starseeds and psychedelics, or others would call it hallucinogens, or entheogene substances. Well, you must know, if you're a starseed, you are probably an extraterrestrial in human form. You are probably a shapeshifter too, because what the others can do, you were able to do. And I explain a few things when people get into these trips with things and substances they don't know of, and what they see, and that they're not hallucinating, and it's crystal clear, and it's evident once you break the boundaries and barriers of elusive thought projection and manipulation, you will know that this is a real world, and it makes much more sense than the world that you experience now that you're in. Now, this is for those that think that they are, let's say, schizophrenic as well. Maybe you're not schizophrenic. Maybe you're just in a state of mind where you're overwhelmed with the power that you possess. Now here's the thing. We have two things that are very striking. If you, with indigenous cultures, and you begin to see ghosts, elves, trolls, fairy creatures, you know, tree beings, tree spirits, plant spirits, or spaceships, or extraterrestrial craft, or you have contact, you're not ridiculed, you're not laughed at. The overseer of the tribe will come to you, or the shaman, and he will tell you that you have a gift and that you need to work your gift, and he will train you how to operate your gift, meaning that you have to learn how your internal programming works. Your neuro-linguistic programming is based on 3D. That is what you are taught in school, at work, wherever you go. Whatever thought is projected upon you is to stay in the three-dimensional world. In part, that is correct. You have to do that in order to sustain living, to sustain this vessel. But understand, the vessel that you are carrying or that you are controlling is a module. It is the ultimate technology that has yet to be perceived by science. We are trying to build machines and other things that should do what this body can do. Well, once you get into particle and molecule animation stuff, you'll understand. But back to the topic before I drift too much again. If a starseed or someone who is sensitive enough takes a psychedelic compound, he is in for something unexpected if he hasn't been there before. Meaning, by taking either a tab or a shroom or other things, and I'm not talking designer drugs and chemical stuff that damages your body. I'm talking that what works in synthesis, in a fusion with your brain, doing the mind expansion thingy and healing the body and DNA repair acceleration. That is what I'm talking about. So once you get in there, now imagine you have implants, you have something that lies dormant within you, inactive. So if you take these substances, you just give your brain basically a command of downloading all the updates you missed, let's say 6,000 years ago. That is very, very powerful. That has a very, very powerful impact. And I explain to you why that is. This happens the following. Now imagine all your chakras are connected to certain realms, planes of existence. They are all connected, but they're not all to be perceived as one. You all heard these stories when Merlin crossed Avalon, that he had to go through this misty, foggy type substance, which is in some languages called the ether. Some people may laugh and think that the ether doesn't exist, but it is the electromagnetic compound that enables you to travel through different dimensions. These dimensions are documented in Hindu scriptures, Tibetan books of the dead, the plates of Anubis. I can go on. And all the ancient cultures depict and explain very much detail how to travel to these worlds and how you cross. That you all know these stories when a child in the woods is playing, all of a sudden an elf-type being appears and it says, you can come with me, I can show you my world, but you cannot stay for very long, because if you stay too long, you come back, your world won't be no more, because the way time works in my world is different from your world. And that is exactly what happens when starseeds activate their extraterrestrial implants by taking these substances. You lose the context of time, which binds you to a three-dimensional way of thinking and perception. Plus the infrared light spectrum has not only to do in how you perceive it and what camera is used or adjusted to perceive that, or to see where ships are at, or to look into the fifth dimensional realm. No, it has also to do with, if you come into your trip or your experience, you begin to reach the central nervous system, and then you develop something, whatever conscious, what your cell network has. And your cells, they do not know the context of time. It is only your perception and the way you've programmed yourself, or you've been programmed by society. So you come into this point zero field. Everything begins to move and wobble, because, now know this, your brain is a sender-receiver, and every object that you place your thought upon, or your vision, you project and you receive as well. And let's say you focus your mind on an object in a room in a three-dimensional space and time continuum, you superposition that object. You've seen that in the movie What the Bleep Do We Know. If you want to go further into detail of how this works, I suggest you go to Mr. David Wilcock's site, divinecosmos.com. Very interesting site. Watch the movie about the 2012 Enigma. He explains in detail that scientists have found out that your pineal gland, which is in the back of your cerebral, and your stem brain, note this, is reptilian. So people need to stop cursing all reptilians, because most of us are hybrids and our stem brain is reptilian based. We are all mixed. There's no difference. I have to state that. Now here's the thing. Your pineal gland is filled with ultra clean water, and it has perceptors the way your eye has. And once this is active, you begin to look into the other realms. Now don't be afraid if you see elves, or you see these tree ant beings that look like the ones in Lord of the Rings, with faces, and they begin to talk to you. You might as well listen, because they have lessons, and they know you more than you know yourself. And the thing is, once you open the gate, be prepared and do it in a safe environment. You have to be in an angelic safe zone once you open yourself. You cannot do that in public. It's not for party, and it's not for la la la. It's for having an intent, wanting to heal, wanting to make conscious contact, and being stable and grounded about the situation. And another thing, before I close this chapter on implants, some of us have implants because we made the decision to deal with certain races, to give them knowledge how we work emotional and logical things in our body, and they're learning from that. And they don't mean to be hostile in any way. Some of us even have talked to them. They're nice, they're just a mental race, and not all grays are bad. You have to really dig deep into your heart and find out which are the bully ones, which mess with you. And the thing is, for the end, nobody can harm you. Nobody. You are the light, you're with the light, you're from the light, and you've never been anything else than light and love manifested in flesh. And you will ascend. I promise you that.